guys, I'm Linda.
I'm Vicky.
I'm Margie.
I'm Keith.
And we are Partners in Crime. Today we are going to dive into big news that happened this weekend or this week regarding the Vallow Daybell case. So what's going on?
Well, there was breaking news yesterday that a grand jury is going to be hearing the evidence against Chad and Lori.
Well, we don't know who it's against yet. We don't know who the grand jury is.
We don't know, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But in discussing it, when I hear it through all of us Facebook video detectives, that they're presenting evidence about those cases, and the case is also including Tammy Daybell.
Right, into the murders of JJ, Tylee, and Tammy.
Daybell.
Yep.
Now, whether the charges are going to be against Lori, against Chad, or both of them,
yep,
we don't know yet. But after months and months sitting and waiting to hear what's happening, it looks like they're finally moving on it, and there's layers and layers to this of people, and they're talking about
Exes.
now.
Yep.
It seems that Lori had a misdemeanor. She has misdemeanor charges against her in Madison County. And I think that's where she was avoiding the court order to bring the kids back.
Yes.
Now, in Fremont County, they have Lori and Chad have charges that say they were concealing and evidence, and
that's a felony, so they have felony charges.
They have felony charges against them. So they're talking about whether they're going to combine everything into one. If Fremont County will take the Madison, nobody knows that for sure yet. So if they do combine everything into one, then definitely Lori and Chad will be named.
We think, that's probably
right, because Lori's one has the charges in Madison County.
Yep.
But we don't know that yet.
Right, and subpoenas are going out to the community as well.
Yeah,
so
that's big.
Yeah.
So the subpoenas are witnesses that they're going to talk to.
Yep.
And then they'll weigh the evidence to see if there's enough to initiate murder charges or conspiracy to commit murder. And, that includes Tammy now.
Yeah.
And it's interesting that her autopsy came out, which they didn't tell anybody the results of that autopsy.
Not yet. Yep.
And now, it must have had something, because they're including that in the evidence that they're going to weigh.
Into the grand jury evidence, correct. Go ahead.
The grand jury can go ahead and either make the determination of the charges or set up a trial date.
So when the grand jury makes a decision, the grand jury is just another jury. They just grab people off the street.
They're random. There's
no experts. Right.
There's no screening.
I know there's no judge. It's in secret. They
very secretive.
Yes.
And it doesn't have to be.
I guess they get to pick. Well, it's the prosecutor. The defendant has nothing to do with it. The prosecutor. Do they pick who they want, or do they just?
No, it's random.
Names?
It's random. Just
they
like when I went to the Philadelphia for a grand jury to see if I was going to be on a grand jury. They have these people that are picked for, I think it's 18 months, a year, maybe a year, 18 months that they sit on these grand juries, and they decide if cases are to move, if there's enough evidence to bring these cases to trial.
When the grand jury makes the decision, I guess it has to be unanimous or what?
No, it does not. It doesn't have to be unanimous. It has
So they
to be,
make the decision, yes,
That
there's
you can-
enough for murder
bring-
trials, and then
Yes.
they make the murder trial.
they
Well,
say,
Or then
they have to have.
then they indict them for,
I haven't been part of a grand jury, I don't know, but they have to have some supervision in their discussions or whatever their determination is, because, Joe Schmo off the street who they're bringing in might not be,
right, what has,
what does he know?
Right.
So there has to be somebody that oversees.
yeah.
I don't know if it's
They
a
give
judge
them-
or.
No, it's a
Federal
prosecutor.
prosecutor.
That's the only one that's involved with the grand jury. There's no judge.
The
Okay.
prosecutor oversees it.
And they can ask for,
But
they
it's
can ask
not-
questions, they can ask for things too.
Is
The
it
grand
a
jury can ask
separate
questions.
prosecutor that oversees it, or is it the
No,
same prosecutor
it's
that's
Robert
prosecuting the crime?
Prosecutor's
Well,
office.
Woods,
yeah.
He
And
oversees
Or
it.
someone that works for him.
I'm sure it's that new woman.
Could be, yeah.
I forget her name.
I thought-
Yeah, now we forget what her name
And
is.
this is
Rachel.
Rachel, yeah.
Rachel Smith.
But
This is just a mechanism in the legal system for.
Right.
they have more authority to be able to say that.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Who the heck are they to
Well,
have this kind of authority to say, okay, murder charges. We're going to say it's murder and you can bring it to court for murder.
Well, they say it's very rare for this to happen, especially in
There.
Idaho. It is very rare for the prosecutors to ask for a grand jury to determine if this should go to trial. They say generally that's not the way it works, so
There.
this
Right,
must
'cause it
be.
could- just
there.
like the previous case we were talking about, the
More
Suzanne,
Yeah.
there's no, they could also ask for a grand jury, but they are confident
They're
they
just-
got enough stuff,
Yeah,
so.
they're just
I
filing.
mean, that would seem
complaints.
to indicate that they ain't confident that they got enough information, or they don't have enough evidence.
We
that
don't
what
know.
that means?
I don't know why
If you're
they're
confident,
asking
if
for
you're-
that. It's
I don't know.
unprecedented
If you're
though.
a
It doesn't
prosecutor-
happen much.
And you're confident you got enough evidence, why the heck would you call a grand jury?
Because it's secretive. Where when you file a complaint, to have a,
That's what they were saying, yes.
it's not as secretive.
All of the evidence isn't put out in public. When you do the complaint, everything has to be put out there, just like with the Morphew case, we're waiting to see the arrest charges and what that
So it's just a part of,
information was in
it's
that.
just like a part of a strategy to
It sounds
try a
like,
case, right? It's
yes.
He doesn't want all the evidence out there for whatever reason.
Mm-hmm.
The prosecutor, the
Yeah.
defendants
Well,
don't have
it's-
anything to do with this.
Right.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
So the
right.
prosecutor doesn't want all the evidence out there. I don't know what his reasoning. None of us know.
Mhm.
But that's basically what it is.
Yeah, very interesting that Tammy's included in
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
There was DNA, we were talking about this before, on a tool in Chad's garage, and there was DNA found in someone's apartment. We're not sure if it was
Alex.
Alex's or
Hers.
Lori's.
Mhm.
Yeah, and we again don't know who this is for. Are they doing the grand jury to indict Chad, Lori, or both? So we don't know that until if they decide that it should be brought
And
to
it's
trial.
interesting because the last hearing that the defendants requested, they wanted the right to also look at the evidence
To test the DNA.
to test it.
Yeah.
There wasn't enough apparently.
Mm-hmm.
After Woods would use it, for them to use it. So
Right.
they were trying to stop that
Mm-hmm.
or be able to have their own,
Person.
whatever you call them, go in there and watch,
Mm-hmm.
and
That being done.
and Woods didn't have any problem with that as long as they were qualified to
Yeah.
to do that.
And they did say over 90% of grand juries do bring this to trial. So it's probably going to go to trial based on the history of grand
Well,
juries.
I hope so. I mean, this is ridiculous already.
Mm-hmm.
That no trial has happened,
Right.
and how long has it been? Well,
Well,
over a year
I
now.
don't know
Yeah.
if it's ridiculous. I mean, it's just a thing. It's hard to put together a case to convict people of murder when there's no we don't have much evidence of it, right?
Well, they have the
They
bodies
have
though.
the
There's
kids that were
plenty
buried
of
in
evidence
his
there.
I know.
in his
Yeah.
backyard.
Yeah.
We know
I
that
get
the
it.
kids
We
didn't
know
put
they're
themselves
dead.
in
We
there.
know they're dead.
Somebody did it.
Somebody killed them.
Yeah.
Right. They didn't just
They
put
didn't,
themselves
yeah,
in
they
there.
didn't bury themselves or
Right,
dismember
right.
themselves. They, you
Well,
know.
Yeah.
Because I was looking up, I was wondering, do you guys know like what percentage of homicides are parents that kill their children?
No.
What's your guess?
I would say a lot.
No, of
25%?
all the homicides, there's 20,000 roughly homicides in the U.S.
A year.
You know,
20%.
what percentage are parents killing their own children?
25, I'd say.
25?
I'd say
What do
more.
you think?
I'd say
Of
more.
all homicides? Of all homicides?
Of all homicides, I'd say
And-
more. I'd say more.
You think it's common that parents kill their children?
No, she just more than 25%.
More
she's
than
saying.
25%.
What do you think?
10?
What is it?
2.5%.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, we're thinking it's
I
worse
thought
than
it was
it
total
actually
opposite.
is.
I thought this has got to be kind of unusual where parents kill their own children.
Well, okay, kill or
Homicide.
neglect them. Okay, homicide.
Kill
Because there's
them.
plenty of
That's
what I
neglect
said.
and
Neglect
kids
of
die.
death could be considered a homicide as
Yeah.
well.
Well, I guess
Yeah.
I'm just going with homicide. I don't know what it's called filicide when a parent kills their own children. Of them, 9 of that, what percentage you think is it the biological parents versus step parents?
Of that 2%,
Yeah.
No, I don't know, because I was
Yeah.
way off. I was ready to say,
half. We'll say half.
Half?
Half of 2%.
90%.
no, is it
90% are the biological
Wow.
parents.
Wow.
Now,
that 2%.
of the biological parents that kill their children, what percentage are men and what percentage are women?
Oh my gosh, we're really
Yeah.
Well, it
delving
just
into
seems like
these statistics at?
the internet.
I think it's more.
What do you think about it? Because this is, I mean,
I think it's more the dad.
It's
I want to say it's more the
interesting.
dad.
just give you a number. Between 0 and 100.
90.
No, I
Obviously,
think it's
50-50
more
would be equal.
mothers. I think it's more mothers.
I don't know. The last few TV shows I saw, it was the fathers that were guilty. And in fact, I just saw one where they blamed the father, put him in prison, and it wasn't him. He didn't do it.
Yeah, so.
But
give us-
yeah, I would have to
What
say.
is that?
Fathers or mothers?
It's mostly fathers, but not by much. 57%
Oh, okay.
to 43%.
Wow.
Yeah.
I would have thought the fathers mostly.
And
It
then-
seems like men are more violent typically than women, right?
Yeah, yeah. And then you
And
hear,
then-
and then
And
you,
they're not, it's a different dynamic, a mother and a child and,
or you hear
father
their
and child.
the mother's partner or boyfriend.
yeah, but he's saying
Does it.
biological.
I know.
Yeah.
But that happens
I
a
know
lot,
the step
too.
parents would get
Yeah.
a bad rap, but see, it's not. That's very rare. The step
Yeah.
parents do not kill children. You would think that would be high because
Yeah, they don't
Yeah.
have,
they don't
Mother,
have
you're
that.
thinking of Lori.
yeah, for sure.
The U.S. has the highest rate of filicide in developed countries.
Well, of course we do, because we
Yeah,
have the
right.
most of
Number one.
everything.
We are number one in a lot of things.
Yeah,
Bad
not a lot of
things.
good things. It's sad. It's sad.
We're
to think
definitely
about
number
it.
one in guns. I mean, out of
I'm
100
not
people
surprised about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
in the world's most most homicides are by guns.
especially in
There's
Philadelphia.
20,000 homicides a year, 15,000 of them are by firearm. Now, in the we are by far the most guns per person. There's 120 guns per 100 people. We got more guns than people in this country. And the next country is like half of that.
And
Yeah.
who's the next country, do you know?
don't
Afghanistan.
know. No, it wasn't. No, I forget. I saw the chart and I didn't
Didn't think.
write it down.
I think a
but-
lot of people voted wherever they thought would keep their guns. They were afraid they were going to lose their guns
Right.
in this election, and they voted.
Oh,
that
yeah,
was their
well,
primary.
That's what they say.
That was
Yeah.
their primary concern.
Yeah.
But the thing that's weird is that, it's not weird, but every time there's an election, where there's a scare of that, people just go out and buy guns like crazy. And
Yeah, I
they
know
just
somebody did that.
fill their closets with
Yeah,
them. I
it's a
mean,
weird thing.
Yeah.
the people that own guns must have like 50 of them in order to cover, the numbers, because there's plenty of people that don't own guns, but the people that own them must have like
They have more than
way
one.
more than one.
Yeah.
Yeah, most people have
And
more
it's
than
like-
one, I'm sure of that.
These people that have automatic weapons, that, I don't understand why. I mean, people that hunt,
Yeah. But in your
Full
house, just
action.
to have them, it's,
yeah, I don't know why they even sell them to the public.
Well,
I think it's because they collect them, and some people want.
it's like, why do people
the other
drive these
person has,
four-wheel drive
yeah.
vehicles that look like tanks down the road, and they're driving on a road? I mean, and you don't really need it, but you're a big shot.
Your buddy
Well,
has
You're a
it,
big
and
shot.
you want it.
Or
Yeah.
wanna be a big shot.
the intent of an automatic weapon is to
Yeah.
kill as many people as you can quickly. Fires a lot of bullets or something at one time.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a
And
work.
the
It's
intent
really
of
work.
a four-wheel drive vehicle is not to kill as many people.
Well, if you get hit by one, you're gonna be dead.
But I would
I
say
could
that
say,
most
like-
people that do own them just own them for sport and to collect them. I don't think
Yeah.
most people that own them.
No.
But then you have crazies that get their hands on them.
That's
That's
it.
the
Our
problem.
neighbor, how many guns do you think Stan has?
I have
right?
no idea.
He's got a whole
Right?
like
In their-
safe.
In
Like,
this,
at least
in
you
their
can put
living
the safe.
room, they got a full-size, like, Brinks safe.
Yeah, huge.
It's like you could stand inside of it. Gigantic. It's a safe
Full
This full
gun.
gun.
for the guns.
Yeah.
Well, when the
Like in their
zombies
living room.
come,
It's
just
like a
run next
centerpiece.
door.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, well, you ever know the combination? Because you ain't getting that thing open. I mean, that's
What's the
safe.
point of that?
It's like, I know, it's like, you're really serious about
Yeah,
it. It's like-
yeah.
I mean, if you have to
Like,
fiddle with it to get it open and somebody's coming in to kill you,
Right.
Right.
those
Yeah.
guns aren't going to help you.
Yeah.
well, I mean, it's
Unless it is just for collection.
Yes.
human beings, man.
Most of them
we
do.
love stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does work at a gun store, so he does very interesting.
Well, there you
guns.
go. Yeah.
So he loves guns.
Yeah.
People
So there's
love
a
guns,
reason.
man.
Scary thing too.
A lot of
right?
a lot of people aren't bad people.
It's an interesting psychology around it, though. That's for sure. And yeah, and the people that like guns, they love them.
Yes.
And they, and they just and then
Well, it's a club, and they can go and shoot them at ranges too. So
Yeah.
I guess they like to be able to feel the way a certain gun shoots, or I don't know.
yeah, guns. I
don't
mean,
do
yeah, I
that.
mean, I
There's
get
a-
it. I mean,
there's a-
it could be cool. I mean, I shot guns. I was in the army.
Yeah,
I shot
yeah.
machine guns, man. You know,
Yeah.
so I
There's
mean,
a gun club behind my house, and my poor dog is so
Aw.
freaked out.
Yeah,
I've
you
been
hear
years of guns.
I mean, we ride by sometimes. We ride by,
It's a weird noise.
and yeah, you hear pop, pop, pop.
Yeah.
Oh, we
Yeah.
hear it. We have a gun club close to us too, and we hear that. We sit
I tried to
outside.
take Brianna to the gun thing one time. She would not get out of the car,
Oh,
man.
she would?
Because we rode up. Then you started hearing it.
near us.
No,
Okay.
the one over in Audubon.
Okay.
It's like Audubon. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
it's close to where you used to live.
Mm-hmm.
I went there. I don't know.
Thought, let's try it
Let's
out.
hear-
I went with my other daughter Jessica.
Uh-huh.
One time I just was like, let's just go to the gun range because she's very against that stuff, and I thought, let's just see what's
Well,
up. We ended up having a
If
great
they're all-
time.
there
The
is
guy
a
was super
fear.
friendly. The people.
Yeah, I
when
would be
you-
afraid to shoot a gun.
When you go into that environment and there's people there that are just like experts at these things, and then and I mean these strangers just started helping us because I'm not I don't know a lot. I just wanted to shoot like a little 22 or something, and but yeah, you can just rent the guns, buy the bullets, and just go in there and start shooting.
Yeah.
And we bought little targets. There were zombies and stuff, and and then it's fun. It was fun.
Yeah.
It was fun.
So it is a pastime
Yeah, it
for
totally
people.
is. It totally
And a lot of
is.
people, yeah, it's the sport. So,
I think people have been assaulted too, especially females. Sometimes you have those people go out and get licenses and get guns because
All right,
just for
protection.
Yeah,
they
they
feel
have to get a
endangered after
special-
one time.
License to carry,
Yeah,
concealed.
concealed weapon
Yes,
permit.
concealed.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, well, that's all. Every state has a little bit different rules on that.
okay.
Some
Yeah,
more restrictive than others.
right.
So what do you think will come up when is the next case for Lori?
Well,
and-
the grand jury is gonna be held May 17th through May 20th.
Yeah,
So
okay.
it's not gonna be 18 months or,
Right.
it's
Well,
there's days.
so you've, I'm assuming you think that they're guilty of something, right?
Yes.
You're like Nancy Grace.
Everybody's guilty.
You're like the,
That's right. You're guilty and you're
I'm
guilty
glad you're
and
not
you're guilty.
I'm glad you're not the prosecutor. But, so if they're guilty, how do you believe? What was the cause of death? How did they kill him?
Well, we don't know that yet.
I know. What's your speculation?
For
What do you think?
for the little guy, for JJ.
You know, I mean, how many different ways can you kill somebody?
Well, I think
In fact-
that my theory is, and you know, it's my theory, nobody else's. I think that they drugged him, they brought him in the house, and then began to tape him up so that they could smother him.
Okay, that is one of the.
And they, you know, and they taped him in case he would, you know.
That is the most
struggle.
common. It's battering, smothering, drowning.
And for her, for Tylee, I think they beat her. I think they beat her with some kind of a
Oh my
tool
God.
or a weapon. And
Like a bat.
a bat, who knows what, you know.
Right, but they beat her with
They
something.
beat her to death.
Like she was conscious and they just walked up and were like,
Yeah, that's what I
Center.
think. And then, you know, they, for
And the motives?
some reason, they decided that maybe to hide that, I don't know.
And
But
then-
they did dismember her, so
They tried to burn her.
they tried to burn her. They didn't do any of that to the
JJ.
little JJ.
Yeah.
Yeah, so obviously there must be
and
marks
their
on
motive
them.
was. What do you think their motive was? That they
Well,
were
we've
that
talked
they were
about,
demons,
we've
or that
talked
they
about
just
this-
wanted to go be young
we've talked about
teenagers
it
in love.
before.
And
I
let the
think
kids
that
interfere.
there's a couple of reasons. One, because Lori, believed the bullshit, excuse me, that Chad was feeding her about how she was a prophet, married to him multiple lives, and her job was to be a gatherer and get these people together that are going to be the 144,000 in Rexburg. And that he also had a grid, a scale that he kept of people, what level of zombie they were. So like they were a dark 1 or a dark 2 or a dark 3. I don't know what the 1, 2,
Because
3.
he had a scale,
Yeah,
and he was able to see this
Yeah.
in people.
right. And
Okay.
And he moved them.
So,
and she had to rid the world of zombies.
and the first 2 zombies were,
Well, I don't know if they were the first. No,
no, there was
because
lots. Oprah's a zombie. Oprah's a.
but they're the ones that they started
Uh-huh.
getting rid of.
yeah, her husband, her Joe Vallow.
Yeah. No, well, Charles.
Charles
was
Vallow.
on
I
that.
can't
Yeah.
keep my own
I know.
straight.
The other
But
husband
yeah,
died too, but that was the brother.
Yeah,
that
I
killed him.
think my theory is the kids knew too much, and they had to get rid of them because they knew too much. That's
What would they
my
have known?
theory.
well,
They were
Tylee-
around when Charles was killed. Both of them were there.
So the kids knew that
They murdered
that
Charles.
Lori or Chad killed
No,
Charles.
Alex.
No, Alex, her brother.
Her
Lori and
brother.
Alex were the ones there. Alex shot him.
But you know, I really think this
Alex shot
zombie
Charles.
thing.
Correct.
But she told
What did the other guy die of?
Joe Vallow, natural causes. They
Charles Vallow and Joe.
I mean Joe Ryan. I'm sorry,
Joe
Joe
Ryan.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Okay, so the kids knew too much, and then they were
that's
like,
my
"We got to get
theory.
rid of them. They're going to
That's
get
my
us in
theory.
trouble."
I
Yeah.
really think that she was really in this belief system, and you know, she even said her daughter Tylee was a zombie, and you know, we've talked about it where the little girl, Tylee said
She was telling someone.
somebody on the phone,
Mhm.
you know, that Tylee was a zombie, and you know, she said, "Not me, Mom."
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and it seems like this developed over time because you hear all these different people talking about how they seeing her with the kids and she was such a good mother.
Yeah,
So it
oh,
seems
yeah.
like either she was a great performer or she actually was a good mother as they were younger, and then she got involved in all this stuff.
Yeah, she got involved in
And
this,
got wrapped
and,
around.
and him, she got involved in this whole philosophy thing that they have going on about, the end of days, and
And it seemed like they were. I guess I would say with that, from what I've seen, it seems like they were both kind of made for each other in that way because they both had those kind of beliefs already before they even met each other.
well, she grew up Mormon. Her family was, very strictly Mormon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know if she had those beliefs though. I
Not
think
that
she started
extreme, not
reading books about it, and that's what started her on that. And then she started reading Chad's books, and that's what got her.
And it
on
seemed
that.
like they definitely fed each other's egos in a big way.
Oh,
like
for
someone
sure.
telling you, "Oh, you're a prophet, and you're
Yeah.
one of the 144,000."
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
You're going to be a leader.
yeah,
in the-
you're gonna
the
be a
next
leader with
world.
me. Yeah. Oh, we were married. That's like feeding her
Yeah,
all this
50
stuff.
times now. I don't know how many times. It was
Yeah.
like 21 or something.
Right.
the other thing is,
They didn't
too,
call
Lori
it
was
lifetime,
after
so they
money.
call it something else.
Lori wanted the money.
Yes. Yeah.
So she could have wanted the money for this new society that they were going to build.
But if everybody's gone, what is money going to
What
do?
is left?
Well, they needed
Yeah.
144,000 people.
Yeah,
are
but I
gonna
know,
be
but
around.
still, what's money going to do? You have to start from scratch. Did they really think this through?
Well, they were preppers.
No, I
They were
know,
preppers.
but
they were keeping all that
But if
stuff.
everything's gone and you don't have any industry anymore, you don't have anything, these 144,000 people only have so many skill sets. You have a whole world of industry that isn't there anymore. The money
Yeah,
goes out the
useless.
window.
You can't eat
because-
money.
Yeah, you can't
I
use
think,
it.
you know.
I think they needed the money to
prep. Yes.
Right, for
Yeah.
all the prepping that they were doing.
To gather the food and
Yeah.
that sort of thing. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't know. Did they really think this stuff through?
Oh,
Doesn't
probably
seem
not.
like it. Yeah.
You know,
Probably not.
Yeah.
I wouldn't just pick Melanie Gibb to be one of the 144,000. What did she offer? Can she weld? Can
Oh.
she? You know what I mean? There's
Yeah.
so much more that goes into this that you don't just.
You need somebody that can grow food.
Yeah,
You
can
need
somebody
welders,
dig
you
bulbs
need
that can dig a
chemists.
grave?
Yeah.
But there's a lot.
It's like
There's a lot more to it than
Yeah.
just, okay,
Multiple
you're a nice person, you
moral
believe my crap,
probations.
you're going to be one of the 144. I would,
Yeah.
if they said to me, Linda, you're going to be one of the 144,000, I'd be like, well, what can I offer? Like, I work in insurance. You don't need insurance at that point. You know what I mean?
right,
Like,
right. You
what
need
do
people
I
that can
really know how to do? You know?
grow food and
Yeah.
build houses.
Yes.
Build
I could be a
shelter.
detective.
We're gonna need a detective. That'll be later. You have to be later in the next
If
generation.
anybody is watching this that is part of a cult like this, think about it. If they're saying you are the chosen one, you are going to survive and no one else will be here, think about who is in your group. Who are these people that they're gathering that are going to be here? You're probably not going to last a long time.
Yeah, get people that know how to do stuff.
Exactly. That's what I would
not
do.
a bunch of
if I
dreamers
was
and
going to have
ding
my
dongs. You don't
my
need
end of the world.
poets or artists or
They're
you know,
they're
you
useful,
need people that can build stuff.
but they have to build something too.
Yeah.
Gardeners.
Yeah.
We
Plant
And
need
food.
people that can plant
And-
food. We need people that can raise animals.
Yeah.
Right, I can do the I would
I
like
can do
that
the
part.
chickens. I have chickens, so there you
I'll
go.
raise the
Right.
kids.
I have dogs
I'll raise
and
the
cats.
children.
Yeah.
Well, you don't want to eat them, no, do you?
No, no.
Then you're not going to be in the 144.
But, no,
sorry.
but if I can, raise a dog, I guess I could raise a goat. Or,
Yeah.
not that I would eat a goat. I wouldn't eat a goat.
There's
If you were
milk.
hungry,
get
you
milk
would.
From
You
goats.
can't get
If you were hungry enough, I
You can
guarantee
make
you
soup.
would.
You can make soap from goats.
When I was in the
Milk.
army, they put us on this island and they gave us chickens and rabbits. They just gave us live ones, and then and we were there for like I forget how many days it was, but that's all we had. So
The
we had
army
to
did that to you?
And the one
What was the point of that?
who knows? But
How resourceful they
my
were.
one friend, we actually, the one guy, He was like, oh, I know how to do this. He picked that chicken up, right in his neck, like that.
Oh, God.
He totally knew how to do it.
He
But
might need to learn to make on
it tasted terrible. We ended up cooking in this ammo can. It was like a painted ammo metal can that had paint on it.
with lead paint probably.
Probably. And then they boiled that.
That explains a lot.
I took one little bite and I was like, you know what? I'll just wait.
Yeah,
I'll
I'll
just
eat
wait.
grass.
To death.
But
grass.
actually my best friend built a little cage for the one rabbit and he wouldn't let anybody kill it.
Oh.
But other people, like the other units that were there, platoons or whatever, they had to, I remember at the base they fenced this. We were in this kind of like a, it was like set up almost like a school, and then they had this interior courtyard, not kind of small, but they fenced in, and then for weeks the chickens we're all in there, and you can walk by and see them.
Did they lay eggs? You guys couldn't eat the eggs?
Well, they just brought the live animals on the island. It's just like, here, this is what you got.
So you sit
gotta
and wait
survive.
until they have the eggs. Then you can eat the
I know,
eggs.
right?
I just
didn't
know
think that
it's
was
nasty. I just remember
Our tax money goes to.
my one.
In case you ever
Well,
have
actually,
a war on a farm,
I
then we
remember
can put our soldiers
in
there.
Ranger School, what they used to do, and they stopped it when I went through. They used to give them a goat, and they had to hit it in the head with like a baseball bat, kill the goat, and eat it.
So
gosh.
cute too.
Honestly,
I know.
I mean, man,
Kill a rabbit.
humans did this stuff for millennia.
My grandmother
before.
killed
Now.
chickens. My mom lived on a farm, and she killed her own chickens and was plucking the things. So my grandmother was a chicken killer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
They
like
did.
we're separated from our food. I mean, the modern humans, we're really separated and insulated from what goes on and how
And-
food is
Oh, yeah.
And
made.
people are
created.
doing it to
Yeah.
this day because they don't have the resources
I mean,
we do.
when
Well, there's
when you
probably
think about
Amish
it-
people and stuff
Oh yeah.
doing
But
that.
when you go into a supermarket, okay, and all the meat is laid out in a case,
Right.
do you think about what it was before it was in the case? I don't.
No.
I don't at all.
I can't. If
Yeah.
Every
I'm
chicken,
near
you buy
pig,
chicken and eat it?
Yeah,
Now
the
they-
chickens would eat chicken if I gave it to them.
Yeah, they
The
would.
chickens totally
Oh my
will eat
gosh,
each other.
Yeah.
I know that for a fact.
Yeah.
Oh,
I've
Yeah.
seen it happen. The weak ones, they'll just start picking
Oh,
on
yeah.
that thing,
They
and I'll
peck
tell
at
you
it. Oh,
what,
gosh.
there will be nothing left of that bird. You won't even be able to. There's no trace.
That's
They'll
how
eat
Linda
everything.
explained the pecking
They're
order.
savages.
That's
Yeah.
what the pecking order
They're
is.
savages, man.
Yeah.
So we're just like them, in
I
in
start
some
eating-
way.
I start
I
eating a
eat
little
meat,
bit.
but I don't
Yeah.
think about it.
I start eating a little of his back of his arm.
Well,
He doesn't even notice.
I'm working at this.
Yeah.
The job,
A little Band-Aid.
the job I'm working at right now, they're building this chicken factory in Fredericksburg, Pennsylvania. And that factory, when it's done, is going to be able to process 2.6 million chickens a
Wow.
week.
I wouldn't think
That's a
about
lot.
No.
it. Are they going to be nice to them while they have them in the
No.
factory?
They gas them, they bring them in. Those chickens don't even live that long. They raise them, just let them sit there, eat till they get fat, and they don't even have a life. And then
No,
They're
they bring them
crowded.
in, and then they it's dark and really quiet, and then because they want to be relaxed, and they gas them, and they put them in these chambers, in this gas
It's
chamber.
horrible.
They put them in a gas chamber, but
Yeah.
the thing is, they're not dead.
What do you
They
mean?
don't. The gas just knocks them out,
Oh, gosh.
and then they go through and get sliced to ribbons.
Oh, gosh.
So next thing about
I
that, next time
think
I have a chicken
I'm
wing.
becoming a vegetarian.
Yeah.
Well, I mean
Gracious.
God, I'm
that's
so
what it is, man.
upset.
That's what it is. Have you ever seen a
vegetables for next week?
man? I've been into rendering plants where those the cows they're hung. I mean,
But they're
it's
already-
like
they're already-
genocidal.
They're
But
already dead when they hang them, right? They're not like alive.
no, they're skinned and just
Yeah.
a big hunk of meat. But
Yeah.
I remember
I
that
seen
in the
them.
Rocky movie.
They slice their throats.
Mm-hmm.
They put them through a little machine, just bleed. They bleed out, man. That's how they die. Ain't
Yeah,
fun.
all this morbid talk. Let's,
Right?
I
Well,
know
we're
this is a
talking about
morbid
humans getting
case.
killed.
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden, the
so-
little chickens. Now we feel bad for them.
Yeah,
Anyway,
Well, I'd feel bad for your chickens if anything happened to them.
I would too because they're my chickens.
Yeah.
yeah, they make them pets.
Yeah.
They're her pets. What are their names again?
They're the golden girls, so we have 4 of
Oh,
them.
they're out back?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know.
You been eating eggs all
I haven't
day?
looked back
We
there.
get eggs every day, yeah.
Do you eat them?
I'll have to
Oh.
look.
Yeah, I don't eat them as much because I'm allergic to eggs.
Oh.
But not I have an allergic reaction to egg whites, so
Really?
I tried. Yeah, I got tested.
Oh.
So, but
Oh.
yeah, Porter eats them every day.
Cool.
Yeah, I bake with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Free eggs. You'll
Yeah.
be able to survive the apocalypse.
I will. That's why I'm surprised you guys didn't just wait for the eggs instead of killing the chickens
Well,
when
I
you
don't
were.
think we had enough time for that.
Okay.
We were there
You have
for
to have
like
a
maybe 3
rooster.
days.
Did you have a
I
rooster
mean, we just
there?
went without eating. That's what I did. I just
Yeah, I
didn't
would
eat.
have.
Hmm?
Did you have a rooster there too? You could
Oh.
have eggs. Like, does you have? Oh,
Yeah.
I don't have a rooster.
No, you don't want a rooster because then they'll fertilize the eggs and you can't eat the eggs because they become chickens.
See, what do I know?
Yeah.
I don't know.
So, anything else we want to
Birds
go
and,
over?
birds and the bees.
Anything else with the Vallow case? I
That's
think
all
we're
I got.
waiting for the grand jury to come back to say if they're going to,
Right, and you know they
Final
have it
charges.
from the 17th to the 21st of this month
soon.
is
Yeah.
when they're meeting and they're having that procedure, that process,
Mm-hmm.
and hopefully we'll know shortly after that.
Yep.
What's going to happen?
And we'll keep you updated. So,
Mm-hmm.
anything else we want to go over?
I was reading some stuff and I want to get more info on what of the 2.5% of murders of children by their parents, like what's the motive? You know, they listed a bunch of ones. Some of them are, and I wanted to see what was the most common motive. I'll have that next time. I
Okay.
guess.
Oh, you don't know? You don't have that yet?
No, I was reading through, but it didn't break it down like that, so I got to dig
Okay.
What were
deeper.
some of them? Do you have some of them?
Well, some of them were a crime of like believing that they're going to save the kid from some harm. I'll
Okay.
kill them
Yeah.
to save him from
Uh-huh.
the devil or the
apocalypse.
hell or something like that.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
That was that was one of the others are revenge on the other parent type
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
So horrible.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I hate it when kids are involved in those kinds of
Yeah.
situations. Awful.
Yep. All right. Well, until next time. Bye.
Bye.